So hello, this is David Everest, and this right in here used to be part of Sturgis Creek. The trees have started growing up in here, sometime after 97, because if you look at those are mostly, what do you call it, ash trees or whatever, or what, not ash trees, they're considered a weed out here anyways. Alder, those are alder. They grow very fast, but you can see in here, this is part of the old river when there was a dam down in here before it ran into Carberry. There was a dam in there, and this was all underwater here in different places. And so you can see the hillside up there. That's Iron Mountain, and over here is where you got Sturgis Creek. You can see how high the water used to be in here. During the 97 flood, this was all taken out, and before I took it over, people were using this as a trash dumping site, and so we've been cleaning it up over the years. When you're poor and you don't have a lot of money, it's hard to deal with other people's junk when they come in here and dump it. Anyway, so you can see where those trees were killed by the river. Mother Gaia and Mother Nature killed them. Since KS Wild and a lot of the other environmental groups, Earth Firsters, all those, they caused this damage. They caused the death of these trees. And the reason why they did is because they don't want anybody doing anything here to improve it. You can see where all the dead stuff has fell down because due to the windstorms we had. You can see there's weeds growing here called alder, and you can see where they're choking out all the good trees. Plus, this is an alluvial deposit. You got a mountain range over that way, and you got one over that way, and you got a fault line that goes right through the middle of this. And so this is my 40 acres here. At the road where I'm at, it's in the middle of my claim, the 1015 road. And then I got 20 acres on the other side, which sometime I'll go in there and film all of where the water used to be prior to 1870, when there was an earthquake here and shifted everything and moved the water from the way it used to flow. Up there's high ravines, lots of them where water used to run that it doesn't run anymore. Anyways, you got right here, you got a fault line that runs right up the middle of this. The trees are kind of obscuring it, but you can see that's a fault line right there. That's a very valuable fault line, because see, it takes you into the middle of the mountain, and the top of the mountain is iron. As you go down, you'll get the different metal groups as you come down in that mountain. That mountain is full of platinum, it's full of gold, it's full of all different kinds of minerals. Because see, that there is during the Jurassic period, and during the Jurassic period, that was at the bottom here, and it was below water. This side over here, on this side of the creek, is the Jurassic period, the oldest period we know about. And so this was formed, then 50 million years later, this was formed. And it's just gotten trees on it. And I understand in the 1850s and 1860s when they came in here, especially during the 1960s, a lot of the mess that was left here was left by the Army. This was, what do you call it, the western end of the end of an Army base. This is where the privates were bivouacked because they were at the back end. Not likely anybody going to come in from that direction. They would have come in from that way. So they would have had sentries around here up all the time, but the primary place where they would have been defending would have been at the main road where the main camp was, down where Sturgis and Steve Spork run into the Carberry Creek that runs now into the Applegate Lake. So this is what you can see nature does. I hold Earth First and all the environmental groups as a fraud. This is the damage they do, because these could have been logged out and not left to rot and waste and whatnot. This is destruction by not using it. Because see, this was inevitable. If I was to cut these out, they put me in jail. And on the other hand, they'll put me in jail because I'm an LLC now, or they'll fine me big money if I don't cut them out. So one agency says I have to cut them out, another agency says I have to leave them in. That means there's no way to win. If there's no way to win, I have a takings. Because see, I'd like to mine that right all in there, but all that would have to come out. All of it. All of it. And there's no reason to replant that because it's part of the riverbed. And there's obviously down there bedrock. Obviously. So this is what we want. I want to come in here and mine it. I want to mine that iron out of that mountain. And the Forest Service has been preventing me. Turns out, looks like I'm probably not going to need a plan of operations for what I'm proposing to do. And that, he says, the guy says, we're dealing with what's now. And I said, okay. This still gets reviewed by the court. The court's going to overturn my convictions because I will be doing a lot more than I was doing then. So, yes, we've been my friend's been utilizing the wood here, mostly as firewood. What's been on the ground. It's just too wet to use now. And some of this is cedar and it's rotten. So it's not good for anything. And not even for making shakes. So, stuff is falling down here. We've cut it up. Some of it I was convicted for cutting down. And but you can see this right in here is a nice place to mine because this is the old riverbed, ancient riverbed. And it's out of the water now. And I propose to bring in a sluice box and fill it up and run all this material in. Separate out some of the rock because some of the rock we're going to want to crush. Because some of the rock, the minerals that are in it are in the rock and it has to be crushed. And but you have to sift out the stuff you don't want to crush. So this is a long-term project. It'll be ongoing. And I thank you for your time.